Mistakes can feel painful, especially when you are learning English. People laugh, you feel shy, you feel small. But what if mistakes are not your problem? What if mistakes are your secret power? This story will change how you see English mistakes forever. Stay with me until the end because the lesson is simple and powerful. And before we begin, subscribe to this channel if you want to improve your English through real stories, not boring lessons. Now, let me tell you about a man named Julien. The story begins. Julien was born in a small town in the south of France. The town was quiet. The streets were narrow. Life moved slowly. At school, Julien was an average student. Math was hard, science was confusing, and English? English was his biggest fear. When the English teacher spoke, Julien felt lost. The words sounded fast, the spelling made no sense, and speaking in class? That was impossible. Every time Julien tried to speak English, he made mistakes. Big mistakes, small mistakes, funny mistakes. One day he said, "I am very exciting to meet you," instead of excited. The class laughed. Julien's face turned red. From that day, he stopped speaking English in class. Fear grows. Julien learned one thing very clearly. If you speak, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, people laugh. So he stayed silent. He passed his exams by memorizing answers. He avoided conversations. He told himself, "English is not for me." Years passed. After university, Julien got a job in a small company. The pay was okay, the work was safe, but something felt wrong. One afternoon, his manager called him. "Julien, there is a new position opening, but it requires English." Julien smiled politely. Inside, he felt fear. That night, he could not sleep. A turning point. A week later, Julien met his old friend Camille at a cafe. Camille had changed. She spoke confidently. She worked with international clients. She even joked in English. Julien asked her, "How did you become so good at English?" Camille laughed. "I was terrible," she said. "I made more mistakes than anyone." Julien looked confused. She continued, "But I stopped running from mistakes. I started using them." That sentence stayed in Julien's mind. Using mistakes? How was that possible? The first step. That night, Julien made a decision. A small decision, but an important one. He opened his phone and joined an online English speaking group. His hands were shaking. The first meeting was a disaster. He forgot words, he used wrong grammar, he said she instead of he said yesterday for future plans. But something strange happened. No one laughed. Instead, a woman named Elodie said, "Good try, Julien. Say it again slowly." Another man said, "Mistakes help us learn. Don't worry." Julien felt something new. Relief. Mistakes become teachers. Julien started speaking every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes more. He kept a notebook, not for perfect sentences, but for mistakes. Each mistake became a lesson. Wrong pronunciation, he practiced it again. Wrong tense, he wrote the correct form. Slowly, English stopped feeling like an enemy. It became a challenge, a game. Julien noticed something important. Every mistake showed him what to fix next. Mistakes gave him direction. A new confidence. 3 months later, Julien was a different person. Not perfect, but confident. At work, an international client visited the office. The manager looked around. "Who can help with English?" she asked. Julien raised his hand. His heart was beating fast, but his voice was steady. He spoke. He made mistakes, but he did not stop. The client understood him. They smiled. The conversation worked. That day, Julien learned a powerful truth. Perfect English is not the goal. Clear communication is. The reward. 6 months later, Julien got the promotion. But more important than the job was the feeling inside him. He was no longer afraid. Mistakes no longer controlled him. He controlled them. He even helped others learn English. When they apologized for mistakes, he smiled and said, "Good, that means you are learning." The real lesson. Julien's English did not improve despite mistakes. It improved because of mistakes. Mistakes were not signs of failure. They were signs of progress. Every fluent speaker you admire today was once a beginner who made mistakes. The only difference? They didn't stop. If you are learning English right now, remember this. Don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait to feel ready. Speak now. Make mistakes now. Learn faster. Mistakes are not walls. They are doors. And every mistake you make today brings you one step closer to confidence. If this story helped you, like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more English stories that teach you real-life lessons. And comment below, what English mistake are you no longer afraid of? See you in the next story.